Hello world, hello new day. Out of the darkness we emerge, finding our way. Greetings everyone, greetings, and thank you for joining me. It has been a long time since I have sat down to, communicate with the celestials, with the galactics, with the angelic energies. I have been fully grounded with Gaia and Earth and humans, and what has been going on for the last 8 weeks minimum, but possibly even for a longer period of time. So I have finally been able to gather, all the information that was coming through and analyze it and put it together to formulate for you guys, if you're interested, what I feel has been going on in the background or the foreground. This has been an event, or more specifically, this has been the event. The event that a lot of people have been waiting for, or watching out for, or experiencing in part over many months, if not years, if not decades. It has culminated to this final transition of multi-layered energetic frequency. So I've just been sitting down doing a little bit of writing work, and I'll read out to you basically what I have written down from channeled information. This is the concept of what we've all been experiencing for the last, as I say, at least 8 weeks, but possibly longer. The understanding is it's been a multi-layered event, a little bit like peering into a kaleidoscope and seeing hundreds of different patterns and angles and directions all emerged from a center point. But no one angle or direction is the same. Each possible vista or angle in that kaleidoscope leads to any number of potential outcomes. And so it actually is with this galactic event. This is the event that many people have talked about or waited for decades or even longer. It was the moment in time that altered our very conscious. We were liberated at whatever level you or any of us were able to view it, feel it, or understand it. Of course, as with the kaleidoscope, there's not a single purpose of its intent, but it was a conglomerated activation from many angles and brought to a singularity point for the moment in our timelines that it appeared. And that moment crescended into a variety of avenues that perpetuated its momentum, which showed for us all globally at different physical perspectives and in many different arenas of life. Within this evolving structural event, there were codes for good and bad, or dark and light, or yin and yang, or male and female. Wherever there's an action by the cause of law and effect or physics, there must always be an opposite, a reaction. Many of both of these events, or both of these style of events, have played out during this event. This event of ascension, not just for humans, is also quintessentially for Gaia, the planet that we live on, the home, our only home, and all who sentient beings who reside on her. This was in fact their moment, their ascension, their galactic timing event. It occurred at a point in time, just as I believe a different cataclysmic event may have occurred. There were energies that were frequented down to this plane in this timeline to support a concurrent, global, cohesive event that all of us were drawn into. And of course, it's still ongoing. It is like a tide or a tidal wave that is sweeping through with its energy. And the first wave, we know where it started, and then the second wave propagated out and grew exponentially bigger and bolder and faster and heavier, and then flowed out to all of the regions. And that initial wave is still just ebbing out now. So this event, as I say, I believe it was helped by many galactic helpers, many celestial frequency changes that basically jumped avenues to support this particular activity to occur at this point in time. Now it's interesting that it coincides as it is ebbing out with this Gemini new moon on the 22nd, which is also the Palladian portal and also the twin energy of Gemini, one of which is a twin of Earth and the other twin of the celestial realm. Twin being, human being. There's so many things that have played out within the structural formation of this ascension or galactic event that it's very difficult for us to be able to go into with any full understanding. We can comprehend parts of it, we can put 2 + 2 = 4 together, we can see some perspectives of it. We can understand it at certain frequencies or certain perspectives or certain bands of knowledge or understanding. But to grasp the full depth and breadth of this event is beyond our total comprehension and understanding at this stage. We may be opened to more of it as time goes on, but for now we are still emerging into the new world, into the new day, searching and finding our way. This has been, if you like, the 5D movement for Gaia. And that movement into 5D, which is a different frequential vibrational frequency, has been occurring while we were in slumber. Because for Gaia to be able to uplift these energies, we needed to be subdued. And there are many ways to subdue a population of people, clearly. This was a very quick event, probably not unexpected, but it happened with such pace and with such enormity that the impact for Gaia has been profound. Here where I live in New Zealand, we're on an island. It's a small island in real terms, and where I live in Auckland, we are surrounded completely by water, and at our most narrow part is only 30 kilometres wide from east coast to west coast. And we are known as the city of sails because we are always windy. Now, since December, we have had no wind practically. We have had days of the most calm, unbelievable, windless, airless days. And we have had no rain for 5 months, literally. And we actually normally have a very, very high rainfall in Auckland. We're very wet, semi-subtropical part of the globe. Our weather pattern has changed as if there is no weather, as if we are sitting in the doldrums. And we see globally during this event there have not been many massive storms or massive earthquakes or massive anything. It was as if we were all in hibernation, all taking a reprieve as Gaia went into her time of meditation, prayer, change, altering, healing, shifting from one dimensional frequency to another. It has been a truly most unusual 8 weeks, and as the people on the planet, each and every one of us has felt a different set of experiences because of the kaleidoscope effect. If you like, you could transfer kaleidoscope into mandala, like looking at a beautiful mandala. Each of us would experience a different frequency of mandala, the way it talks to us or the way it provides us with our own spiritual awareness or awakening or rising or changing or evolution or knowledge or understanding. And during this time, it has been so interestingly profound that we have had the most intense astrological planetary alignments in thousands and thousands of years. So much was going to happen during these times that we were almost blindsided by looking too deeply, and we missed all the messages, we missed all the pre-notices for this event. While we have been in lockdown, for want of a better word, safe harbour, downtime, while we have been hibernating, individually and collectively, we have been able to go within. And for the most part, I guess that's why I wasn't active in doing my own readings and connecting and being on YouTube. There was something bigger, there was something far greater in the background grabbing at my attention, taking me on the ride of a lifetime. Feeling these unbelievable energy frequencies coming in. The third eye area, as you see like on the Buddha there, the third eye area some days was so immensely activated it was painful, like really, really painful. And these were downloads or uploads or whatever you want to call it, information coming in that the body, mind and soul has to process and work through. And many people will have been feeling these strange thoughts or feelings or energies or situations coming and going, like the pulse of the planet, like her frequency as she was making her move and healing and moving through certain events and timelines and activations. And it also ties into previous lives, previous timelines. There was this entire amazing density tied into everything that was going on. It was as if we were going through space like at a supersonic speed, and every moment we were awake or we were asleep, things were going on in the background. We were traveling at immense speeds through an immense amount of information, happenings, events, most of which we were unaware of, we couldn't see. You can't explain what it is we've been through with full detail. It was going on in the parts that we can't necessarily see. we can feel some of the changes. We could feel some of the experiences we've been through. We understood the emotions, the ups and downs, the riding on the roller coaster. One day or 1 hour you might be feeling fantastic and great, upbeat, and the next, within an hour, you might be down and pondering why are we here? Why are we doing this? When does this end? How did we get here? What's happening to our world? What is happening to my life? What is happening to life as we know it? And then the next minute or day or hour, you're back up again with new ideas or thoughts or energies or patterns or directions. And the 8 weeks seem to go up and down and up and down and in and out with this amazing set of the weirdest feelings and movement and interaction. And if you went into the quietness of it and you withdrew enough, you could feel the subtle energetic movement behind it. And that subtle energetic movement isn't actually that subtle. It's massive. Our lives have changed. The direction of what we're doing has changed. The background frequency has been altered. Gaia's energy, her life, has been extended or renewed or upgraded. And we, by the nature of being humans, the only way we are able to survive and work through our own spiritual journey here on earth is through Gaia. So I guess for the most part, what has happened, as much as it is extremely traumatic at the physical perspective for the dynamic that we have in terms of our governance and our monetary systems, we have been granted a reprieve, an extension of time and a new insight and a new pathway in working and moving forward with new hope and an extended time. That's what we've been given to resolve a lot of the physical issues. And some of them, of course, lead directly to the whole conundrum of where did this virus start? Was it through the cross-contamination of man abusing animals? Or was it a political arena event? Either or show us how vast the changes are that we need to make and that we need to adapt for moving forward with positive outcome and flow and cohesive learning and awareness on the planet. So we take this as a time of quietness, of peace, of stillness, of deep learning. And the learning, if you haven't experienced it during this time, may come. And it may take a long time to come, because often things, they don't work out immediately. They take time to evolve. It's like you're born as a baby, and when you take all those years to go from that tiny, unknowing, technically, baby into growing to be an adult and then becoming a wiser adult. So things don't necessarily happen in the blink of an eye. Your understanding or growth or spiritual essence may feel as though it hasn't changed, or you may feel it has slightly been elevated or opened or awakened, but that's just the beginning of the journey as well. Life is an evolving journey, and while we are here, we are experiencing the beauty and the bliss and the euphoria of life on Gaia. on planet Earth. So with that, the journey, the event is in action. It has been activated. It was guided with very deep bonds of help and support from far beyond our own galactic intervention. And it was meant for a saving purpose. It took us from a path of destruction and has given us an opportunity to kickstart, reevaluate, move into a new direction, which is what will have to happen, obviously, but it will happen at many subtle levels. So I thought that after doing that introduction for you, since this is this new moon in Gemini, and we are now moving into some very, very profound energy, astrological patterns, and I think you all know I'm not an astrologer, but I do listen to the people who are very good astrologers, and there are some brilliant ones on YouTube. Molly McCord is one who I think is very, very good. She has some really intuitive work that she undertakes, but there are many, many others as well that are all as equally as good. We are moving into a new planetary alignment that is very difficult and arduous as well. And we also move into the main eclipse season of 2020. So as we trundle through May and hit this Gemini new moon and move into these new energies, we've had the moon nodes cross out and change nodes. We've had a new solar cycle start this year with the sun as well. We've had an extra large number of comets coming in, as well as meteorites and asteroids. We now move into Mars in its own area, and it's going to be apparently very feisty, very activated, very fiery, tempestuous with the eclipses. We are not out of the dark yet, of the dark night of the soul. We are still evolving. We still have plenty to go for this year, and how we handle it and how we deal with it, I think, is for each individual to, take responsibility for, and to try and work through this year as best we can. There's still plenty in store. So what doesn't break you makes you stronger. And I think that's something that we can all stand by. The deck of cards I'm going to use is this beautiful mandala deck, Crystal Mandala Oracle by Alana Fairchild. And they are very, very deep and meaningful. And it will be a 1, 2, 3 choose. So focus on what number you'd like to choose now, and then we will just work through the 3 cards, and I will probably just read the messages from the book because they are so powerful anyhow. And I really feel right now, after all of our slumber time or downtime or readjustment time, or however you want to view it, this is the moment in time to reactivate and to listen again to the messages that are coming in and really feel into them, to gain strength and unity and clarification and the ability to feel ready to move into this new energy that surrounds us all, including our. So here we have this beautiful deck of cards, very, very powerful. The messages within them and the mandalas on the cards and the crystals that are used are of a highly energetic frequency. I think that was card number 1. That just, actually there were 2 there. They have shot out of the deck. They may be upside down, it doesn't matter. I'm really just looking for one more in this deck because we are doing the 1, 2, 3 reading. So just think upon which number you would like to focus on for this message around this new moon for May. But it's not just a new moon message. This is a message that has been evolving for you over the past 8 weeks and will also take you through into the next energy band that is coming. So pick your 1, 2 or 3. I'm just going to move them around because I think we did see one card. I will start from the left and I will move across and we will read all 3 cards and their meaning, and I'll see if I have the crystal with me to place in the reading. Goddess, Matangi and Heliotrope, already there is value. And what I think I will do is move the camera down so that you are quintessentially getting the perspective of the mandala. I don't have heliotrope, so I won't be able to put that crystal on. But the number is 43, which is a 7, and it's a crystal goddess value, and it's an 888. So if you just relax into seeing that mandala and the pictures on it, and I will read for you the words and the meanings. And there usually is a physical prayer or meditation you can do at the end as well. Goddess, Matangi and Heliotrope, already there is value. We bring you the empowerment to see that already there is value. It is natural for creative energy to become excited by new possibilities, new ideas and new forms. It is also possible, however, for creative energy to become engaged in liberating the undiscovered value within that which already exists, polishing it until it shines with divine light. Sometimes there is a need to shed the past and all associated with it completely, starting afresh. However, at other times there is something of value from the past that can, if allowed to bask in the light of your creativity, become very valuable for your future. In your enthusiasm to move forward in life, don't forget to take the value that already exists in your world along with you. The innovative, creative mind tends to be future-oriented. It can see how things could be. There is excitement for what is yet to be and a desire to embrace the new, and perhaps a feeling of excitement for what is unusual and stands apart from what has been. This can be healthy and helpful. Newness can bring energy and uplifting change. It is wise, however, to not rapidly cast away all that has been to make space for the new. It is a question of discernment and degree. Sometimes it will be appropriate to take extreme measures to purge the past. Oh yeah. At other times it is simply not necessary, and if you do not pause to consider the value of what you are releasing, you may lose valuable resources that will support your future. Perhaps it is an idea that will need to be further worked upon for the full divine brilliance to be revealed, or a connection that already exists and is going to unexpectedly rise up and support you in your divine work in some way. Whether there is an old idea half completed, an opportunity not yet acted on, or information not yet taken in and digested, the oracle says that something valuable is right under your nose. It may well be the very thing that helps you bridge the past and the future. You are guided to sit with your creative efforts and what already exists in your life, with your relationships, your possessions, the information you have at your disposal. Is there information, a project, situation, or inner guidance you have already received that you are yet to fully integrate and apply in your life? Is there something within that could be beneficial to you? Use your intuition. Allow yourself to feel for your inner guidance. Is there something you have too quickly dismissed as trash that could actually be transformed into treasure? If you are inspired to reinvigorate a past practice, to revive or reinvent yourself, a brand or a project, then the Oracle brings encouragement for this process. If you are going through a creative process of growth, perhaps having completed a body of work within a certain philosophy or approach, and are now feeling to head in a different direction, or perhaps as a parent now stepping into a professional arena, for example, this Oracle brings you guidance. Do not dismiss the value of what you have done up until this point. It is in no way diminished because you are growing. You are growing because you have done all you have done. Your past efforts can continue to have a positive impact in the lives of others, even whilst you move on with your life into the next phase of your journey. That's very apt for the process that we have all been going through. Here is a healing that you can utilize with this mandala. And it says, to integrate this guidance, you may like to say the following invocation now. I call upon the crystal angel of heliotrope and goddess Matangi, who love me unconditionally. Thank you for the divine healing empowerment to see that already there is value. May I be guided by divine grace and intuition to recognize that which can be developed in value and that which is best discarded. May divine wisdom and transformational creativity be awakened within the human collective, encouraging intelligent use, reuse, reinvention, and transformation of resources for the betterment of all life on earth. Through divine compassion and my own free will, so be it. And you can further integrate this guidance by holding the card or resting it over your liver or abdominal area. So perhaps if you wanted to do that, you could take a photo of this mandala and place the photo over your liver or abdomen, or you could do it with like an iPhone. Then say this aloud. I ask through my own free will and divine grace to be blessed with the ability to filter through and intelligently process all that enters my energy field. May that which can nourish life be utilized to its full capacity in service to love, and may that which is best discarded be done so with reverence, for it may serve another in other ways. May divine discernment be awakened within every human heart. Through divine empowerment and unconditional love, so be it. And a final affirmation you can use is, and you can say this 3 times, I choose to honour and integrate to full beneficial extent all that enters my world, and I discard with reverence and gratitude that which no longer serves my soul. That seems very apt and powerful for the situations that we have all just been traversing through as this global collective and this galactic intervention and event that we have witnessed now in our lifetimes. So we will move on to card number 2. Ascended Master Jesus and Rose Sophia, Meaningful Sacrifice, and that's the Crystal Master Suite 333. I don't have Rose Sophia either as a crystal, so again we will have to just look at this mandala, but it is beautiful that the white light, the Master Jesus light, has come in. We've had a lot of beautiful ascended energies with us during this, with the Buddha himself and now the Christ light as well for the reading. So this number is 23. I will find that in the book, and for you guys that have chosen number 2, to sit back and relax and hear the messages. Also, some of you may have chosen to listen to all of these beautiful mandala messages, in which case just sit there and enjoy it. Meaningful sacrifice. We bring you the blessing of meaningful sacrifice. To manifest your divine destiny, there are times when want must give way to a greater need. It may feel as though you are being denied the very thing that you yearn for the most. However, when meaningful sacrifice is being asked of you, there is a far more generous and loving reality at play. What is being denied now will ultimately create the opportunity for far greater gain. This doesn't necessarily resolve the pain of unfulfilled desire in this moment, but it does soothe your soul with the understanding that if you feel denied, it is only so that your fulfillment can come about in a more extraordinary and generous expression in due course. A meaningful sacrifice is being asked of you. It is the foregoing of a situation that you want so that another, more appropriate situation, one that your soul truly needs, can come into being. This meaningful sacrifice is actually a divine blessing, although it may not feel that way initially. It is a withholding from you of that which would seduce you away from the truth of your path. The world can be a most intriguing and fascinating place. Being open and curious about life can help you feel energized and inspired. Yet if your body or mind becomes enchanted by that which is not truly meant for you, this leads you away from the path upon which you will actually find real joy, fulfillment, and happiness. Such distractions, as alluring or perfect as they may seem, cannot provide the deep satisfaction for which you yearn. It may even end up causing you unanticipated and otherwise unnecessary pain, which you shall then need to resolve. When the blessing of meaningful sacrifice is bestowed upon you, you are being protected. The protection may seem like a no from the universe, which brings frustration, perhaps also a deep despair or disappointment to your heart. We acknowledge the suffering you may experience with tender compassion. However, there is something more for you, more suitable, more loving, more grand, more healing, more tender, more gracious, and more beautiful. The universe will not conspire with your ego to offer you less than your complete divine destiny, no matter how much you may insist that you know what or who will make you happy and how that happiness can best be delivered to you. You are loved far more than that. You are loved enough that the universe will ensure the sanctity, safety, and success of your soul. You will be guided faithfully, held back when a dead end, obstacle, or worse, could cause you to sway from your true path, and encouraged to keep moving forward, forgoing scraps in order to remain hungry for the great feast awaiting you. It is not always an easy path, even if you are a very disciplined person, but understand that for this moment of sacrifice, when something difficult is being asked of you, there shall be so much rich reward. It is the delivery of the reward which the universe is so keen to bring to you. And so whatever is needed for that to take place shall be evoked in your life. When the oracle comes to you at some level, you are working very hard. You are going through an experience where something you want, perhaps very dearly, is being denied to you. The oracle does not say that you can never have what you want. It is bringing you the message that what you truly want and need is being delivered to you, and shall manifest with perfect divine love, tenderness, affection, and of course, timing. It may take much trust for you to accept this, and you may still feel pain in the thwarting of your desire or the hard work that is required of you right now. With the blessing of meaningful sacrifice, however, you are being given the gift of divine reassurance and a sacred promise. This is the promise of such abundance, such love, such beauty manifesting in your life that all discipline or loss endured shall be honoured with gratitude in your heart. With the recognition that your meaningful sacrifice did indeed allow the universe to provide for you with incomparable tenderness and perfection. The hard work that you are enduring or have endured is going to yield so much blessing in your life. The challenge shall eventually give way into pure divine grace. And as a healing process, you can integrate this invocation now. I call upon the crystal angel of Rose Sophia and Ascended Master Jesus Christ who love me unconditionally. Thank you for the divine healing blessing of meaningful sacrifice. May the discipline asked of me be an opportunity for me to discover my inner strength, courage and faith. May I be supported by love to surrender my attachments to how I wish things would be, so that the universe may bless me with all that would cause my soul to overflow with joy. May I be protected and nurtured on my true path and divine destiny at all times. All that I unconditionally surrender to divine love attracts even greater blessings into my life. I accept the blessings that become available to me through my meaningful sacrifice. Through divine grace and my own free will, so be it. As I say, these are very, very powerful messages, and I think the timing is so right now to receive these beautiful celestial galactic messages of support, but also like a key, like opening the door again to this new world and helping to energize you all through this portal or passageway that we have been journeying as we proceed into the new world. So that was number 2, and let us now see what will be number 3. So this is for number 3. Archangel Gabriel in turquoise, safe to be seen, and this is my turquoise here, and this is the Crystal Angels 444 and number 11, the Ascended Master number 11. So I will read this out for you. If you did choose 1, 2 and 3, you might have been listening to the other previous messages, and that's fine as well. They're all beautiful messages, and I'm sure no matter what number you chose, or if you chose them all, they are all as meaningful and spiritually supportive as each other. We bring you the gift of safety in being seen. Over lifetimes you have loved the earth, returning again and again to serve humanity, liberate the human soul from fear, and spread a message of love. You have spoken truths, shared messages, and inspired many. Yet in your visibility, sometimes you have felt misunderstood and vulnerable. You have been admired and loved, but at times also feared and attacked for the empowering message you brought to the world. In you there is a memory of this, and although you wish to share your light with the world again, there are times when the thought of being seen doesn't feel safe. We are here to let you know that you are protected in divine grace. It is safe to open up your inner knowledge and to share your message with the world. The light in you is stronger than fear. It is time to shine fearless and bright. And I think we'll find that, as I said earlier, over the period of this time that we have just experienced, this peace time, this meditation time, this time for Gaia's energy, many people, souls and sentient beings will experience this amazing awakening or jumping up in their evolutionary process, or being enlightened to a degree, I guess, and they will feel this energy change, frequency change, this lightness of being, and it will be safe to be seen and to be heard. And some of you will have new messages to give and become light workers or move into the next level of that particular journey. Old souls know only too well that fear will not hesitate to destroy love if given the chance. You must not let fear do this to you. You have a choice. Through the loving power of your forgiveness, you give yourself freedom from the past, even pain from other lifetimes that isn't entirely clear to you, and the opportunity to begin afresh with fearless, vibrant, loving truth. You have many loving words to share and a higher consciousness to be. In your own way, in your own world, in your own relationships, you are a light bearer and bringer of truth. Although you have had past experiences where this was not always well received and sometimes resulted in abusive behaviour toward you from those who were afraid of love, you have never closed off from your truth. You still know what you know. You may have become reluctant to share it so freely, but you cannot forget your inner wisdom. This oracle comes to you with a message. It is safe for you to be seen. In this lifetime, you are meant to be a spiritual leader of sorts, to bring through the light, peace, love and guidance that others around you need. Don't be afraid of their reactions. Some will love you for what you do. Others might not understand or may resist or even attack in fear, but in truth you cannot be harmed. You shall always be what you are, and no one can ever take that away from you. It is simply not possible. No matter how many times you have been blocked, denied, dismissed or abused, you find your way back to the truth of your heart again and again. So your soul has learned over time that your spirit is indestructible. It has learned that the truth of love is always there for you. Love will always welcome you into its arms, and you can feel at home within your heart, even if you don't always feel at home in the fear-based belief systems that so many still consider to be reality. This oracle brings you guidance. You have already had these experiences in the past. You do not need to continue having them. You have decided that no matter what, you shall be in the truth of your inner light. You have decided that you shall continue to serve love by helping humanity as much as you can, because you know the divine loves the human race and has a plan for human evolution from fear into love. You know that love serves its own. As you serve love, love serves you. You have developed the strength of knowing your own truths. You have survived and healed yourself through situations that threatened this truth, and still you are here. You have heard lies and you have chosen to release them and to trust in your truth. With your loving heart on your spiritual journey, you have learned how to shine true. So you are ready to be seen. You shall not be cast down. The love in you is stronger than the fear, rejection, doubt or resistance in any other. You have no need to convince anyone of anything. You just have words to speak and a truth to be. It is safe to be seen for who and what you are. Let go of fear and take the next step on your life journey now. And to help this healing process, You can call upon the crystal angel of turquoise and Archangel Gabriel, who love you unconditionally. Thank you for the divine healing gift of safety and being seen. I now choose of my own free will to shine bright and true, sharing myself with the world. May the world see me as the universe knows me to be, a true and free spirit of love, shining healing for the benefit of all. Through my own free will, so be it. It is safe for me to be seen. I shine my light, fearless, bright and true. And I think that this one in particular, number 3, will take people forward as the energies of this year continue to evolve. And as we move into this new eclipse cycle and many more changes coming and quite a bit more turmoil yet, we will possibly find ourselves in situations where we are ready to move on from situations or relationships that have been based in fear or abuse or harm and self-harm as well, and that this particular mandala and message is for your self-strength and re-empowering yourself if you have felt lost or vulnerable or threatened or downcast by anyone around you or even by yourself. So take this one forward as we move through the rest of this year, because this is a strong message for standing up and being heard and being, not afraid to speak your truth. And these are the times for this sort of energy. This is what is occurring. And as long as we do it in the loving way, then no one in effect is actually harmed. Everything is exactly as it is meant to be. So thank you again for joining me, everyone, and I wish you all the very best as we slowly unfurl from our hibernation, which has allowed so much to be transformed or changed or altered at many, many different levels. And we will begin to experience more and more of that as we awaken from our slumber. Thank you for joining me, everyone. Much love to you all. Be safe, be happy. Namaste.